Hello, my name's Asatsu5 and this is the Microtech Ultratech, and I'd like to first get started off by talking about the sheath. I'm pretty happy with this sheath. It is a ballistic nylon sheath, probably one of the better ballistic nylon sheaths I've ever seen, and there's several features I like about it. One, it's stitched together very nice and tight, so it's not going to unravel on you. Instead of having a single belt loop, it has this Velcro strap. You can slide this under your belt and then Velcro it, and you don't have to take your belt off to take the knife off, and that could possibly fit on some molly gear. Another feature is the buckle. I like the buckle. It's a nice change from the button snap. It secures the blade into the sheath, and if you're really paranoid about losing your knife, it has this strap right here where you can really cinch down the buckle, and that knife is in there. It's not going to fall out. You can run, jump, flip, do cartwheels. This knife isn't leaving the sheath unless you want it to. Now on the knife, it does have a pocket clip. I've carried this knife around the fireworks stand and a little bit around town for a few days now. This is a pretty new knife to me. I've had it for maybe a week, less than a week tops. And so far this knife is very comfortable to carry. I hardly realize it's there. Some stats on the knife. The overall length is 8.04 inches. The blade length is 3.44 inches. The blade material is the ATS 34, and if you're not familiar with ATS 34, it's commonly referred to as the 154 cm of the 90s. It was real popular in the 90s, and nowadays it's pretty popular with custom knife makers. And so it's pretty similar to 154 cm. The handle material is 6061 T6 aircraft aluminum, and the weight is 3.5 ounces. And as you saw in my Microtech cut test video, this knife, it has a pretty powerful spring to it. You can't just push it through someone's chest cavity, or it's not going to walk its way through bone or anything. But if you happen to get part of your body in the way of it while actuating the button, it will stab you, and that's not pleasant. It has a glass breaker. I tested that out on a Dr. Pepper bottle. And for those of you who are concerned of that not being a real accurate test, let me assure you that the side windows and back windows are specially made to be able to break out easily so you can escape a car wreck. And I've experienced those side windows, how easy they are to break. And I'm pretty sure that's my bottle test was fairly accurate. I used minimum effort to break the glass, pretty much the knife's own momentum, its own weight. I just tapped it 3 times like that, and it snapped, and the glass shattered. And now just a few observations that I've noticed about this knife while I've owned it. Oh, hang on one second. Before I get started on that, this is the Microtech Ultratech with the red handle and the bayonet grind blade. This is the bayonet shape, and this was a limited production of 50. There were 50 of these bayonet Ultratechs with the red handle. And now on some stuff I noticed about this Microtech. One, you can hear those play in the switch. I don't know if that's normal. After playing with it, doing it in and out a couple times, it will eventually tighten up. Well, at least it was a while ago. But tell me if that's normal in the comments. And something else I noticed, and I knew that Microtechs came with these, but I've just now realized how frustrating they are. These are the Microtech Ultratech well, not my Ultratech, but Microtech's proprietary tri-ring screws, and these take a special bit to tighten. And the problem with that is I've only had this for less than a week, and my screws are loose. You can see the screw wiggling. This top one's also loose. And I don't have that that screw bit. I can't tighten it up. You know, I have loose screws, and the bit that Microtech sells costs a little bit over $20. And I'm not a Microtech collector yet, but that's a good chunk of money to put out for a bit, and it's kind of a hassle. I could also send it to the company and get them to tighten up the screws, but that's also a hassle, paying shipping, mailing my knife to a company just to have some screws tightened up. To me, that's not cool. I believe if Microtech is going to use these specialty screws, and they're going to, you know, and you're going to pay about $220 for a knife, they should at least Loctite them. For the money, they should Loctite them if they're going to use these screws. Now, something I noticed, since these screws are a little loose, I can feel a little bit of handle play. The handles, 2 slabs of aluminum, and I can actually feel them wiggle a little bit. But overall, I'm really happy with the knife. It's just, oh, there it goes, see? It's not wiggling as much, but now it's really wiggling. But if you're a Microtech collector, or you know a lot about Microtechs, just leave in the comment if that slide wiggling is, if that's an issue that I should fix, and just tell me if that's normal. But other than the slide and the loose screws, I'm really happy with the knife. I don't know if or when I'm going to get another Microtech, but I can definitely see myself in the future getting another one. Just because it's fun. I've enjoyed this knife, playing with it, showing it to my friends, and I really wish it was legal to carry. It's a shame that some people made a stupid law about switchblades being illegal. I mean, we're really switchblades and butterfly knives, they're an obsolete knife mechanism. With today's assisted blades and waving systems, they're just as fast, or if not faster, than a switchblade. And what's even faster than a switchblade is a fixed blade. So, while these are even illegal, if they're not as fast, or they're possibly slower than most assisted or non-assisted blades on the market today. That's my little rant. I won't get into that. Again, a little overview. This is the Microtech Ultratech with the bayonet grind and red handle. I like the red handle. It's a very pretty blade, and I have loose screws and I can't tighten them up. I attempted to tighten them up with a toothpick, didn't really work, and I'm happy with the knife. If you would, please tell me if this is normal to have that kind of slide play. That might be because I have loose screws. I don't know. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the review. I am out.